This is Grillenheimer again. If I get up pretty close, it looks okay. I turned all the lights on and it's not helping. It's at night. Everyone's asleep, I hope. Probably not. It's supposed to be burger time in the back, but it's just more of a nuisance than anything. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was actually not wanting to talk about by the Bible or spiritual matters for a change. I've been talking about a lot of change lately, and I've gained a few followers, and thank you for watching. But mainly, I was, if you can tell, my clothes are big. I've gotten a lot of weight over the years. And I'm in my 40s, I'll admit that, and I don't want to give too much of myself, but I'm pretty loyal like an old dog, I'll admit that, but I will apologize for the inconsistencies of these videos going out, because they just haven't been very consistent. I don't do one every day, I don't do one every week, I don't do one every month. It's just whenever I can get around, have time to have one-on-one time with the camera for the most part. Oh, and I frown on that, and all my videos are back there. Well, it's just where we keep them. I'm not trying to show them off. If you hear anything coming from over there, it's probably the hamster. That's where we keep him. He loves peanuts, but we try not to give him too many. On that note, change. I have gone through some changes, and it all started with dry mouth, using the restroom in the middle of the night. I thought I was having some serious prostate problems. It wasn't that. I was also having, what were some of my other symptoms? Oh gosh, I can't remember them all. It's been a while, been about 2 years now. But I've come out before and I've said it. I'm diabetic, and it was official a year ago now. Fall of 2017, last year, and we came in some hard times because stupid me was buying all this stuff, and sometimes we go overboard as a dad, and got us all in a little bit of trouble, but we got out of it. And so that was in 2015, and in order to get out of debt, I couldn't eat out, and that was the first part of losing weight. I could only eat to work what I took with me to work. There was no eating out, there was no going to vending machines. Boom, I already had one change right there. And then 2 years, and I lost a good bit of weight. I got up to about 280 pounds with my big old fat Santa-like self. And then last year, when I found out, the doctor said, "You are diabetic." It scared the crap out of me. I pretty much already knew, and I was already having some foot problems too, and now I walk like a little old man. I'm in my 40s, but oh well. And so I changed my diet big time. It just really scared me to death. Some people don't. Some people start losing a lot of their organs, their toes, their fingers, their feet, their legs, whatever. And it was just, and after about my 6-month checkup or so, the doctor actually said, "Well, Grillenheimer," and he didn't call me that. He's like, "You've gotten past the hard part." I'm like, "Well, what was that?" "You've changed your diet." He was just really thrilled how much I had changed what I was eating, and I just want to let y'all know, of, if what changes you can do safely, where you're still eating, and I have a big appetite. And then once I got all this corrected, for the most part, and really did change my eating habits, what I thought was prostate issues was diabetes. And I pretty much stopped going to the restroom in the middle of the night. It was wonderful. Started sleeping through the night for the first time. Yes. So if you're doing that, guys, it may not be your prostate. It might be diabetes. It could be your sugar level. Stay away from the Little Debbies and Uncle Al and all the other stuff in the vending machines, and chowing down on too many burgers and pizzas and stuff. This is a short list. I got some stuff for breakfast, and just about not every day, but just about every day, I will eat plain oatmeal. I kind of forced myself to eat plain oatmeal. You don't have to, and I don't eat much. I just take a little to work, and I put it in one of our little styrofoam cups, stick it in the microwave, and make sure it doesn't bubble out. And, that's basically my breakfast. And sometimes, on occasion, not all the time, I'll get some pre-made bacon and have a couple of pieces with the oatmeal. Sometimes, if you have time, egg and cheese for breakfast is really good. Or just plain cheese. And sometimes I'll just have some string cheese and oatmeal most of the time at work and for breakfast, and I'll have a cup of coffee at the house and then a cup of coffee at work. At home, we buy the sugar-free creamer for me. At work, we just have the little bitty creamer things, and they supposedly say no carbs, no sugar in them. So I'll put maybe 2 in there. But I do not put sugar substitutes. I do not put sugar at all. All my coffee is sugar-free, pretty much. And I've really gotten used to drinking it that way. But I'll have my 2 cups, one here, one at work, and that's it, for the rest of the day. If I drink anything else, I try to have some water in the morning and some water in the afternoon. For lunch, I might have like a Coke Zero. Something with, 0 calories. I'm not really going for calories, but 0 carb content, 0 sugar content. Okay. And let's move it on. I'll go ahead and go into lunch. For the most part, if I have some, like a little pizza or something, I will eat like the frozen kind, or something that if we order out, which is very rare because my wife she's not a big pizza eater like I used to be. I still love pizza. I almost did a turtle comment, but I won't. Turtle power. And I'll just have either 1 piece or maybe 2 pieces at the most, and that's it. As much as I love thick pizza, doughy pizza, the thinner the better. And it still tastes really good. But for the most part, for lunch, I get these Smart Pockets. They're square, and they're kind of pita-like, and they're very doughy, so they're already cut, and you just open them up, and you put your deli meat and your cheese in there. Mayonnaise and mustard has no carbs and no sugar in it whatsoever. The Smart Pockets have some carbs to it and sugar, but it's pretty low, and you're not eating a whole pita thing. If I even do eat pita, the best thing to do is stick it in the microwave for maybe 8 to 10 seconds, if that. Then cut it in half and slowly open it up. I learned this working at a deli shop, Blimpie. I'll go ahead and say it, Blimpie. And you open it up. You only eat half the pita. You don't eat the whole thing. You open it up and put your stuff in there. That's the trick. So you're not tearing the bread, because pita bread can tear very easily. And pita does have some carbs to it. And things you can put in these Smart Pockets or your pita bread, other than just deli meat and cheese, if you get tired of that, tuna, chicken salad. If if I do have a sandwich, and I have finally found that just regular sunbeam bread, Marita bread, just one piece of bread, the carb alone for just one is actually pretty low for white bread. And I love white. I live in the South. I grew up eating white bread and water and milk, and I would dip it in there, and I'd sit and watch Transformers and doing my homework or whatever in the afternoon, or the Disney afternoon lineup, Transformers, whatever was on. And so, I like white bread. And my mom is trying to get me to eat like all this really strange bread. And I'm just like, I'm not paying money for that. If I can have, 11, 12 carbs of some white bread, put some light jelly on it, and a little bit of peanut butter, go, poof, fold it up, have a sandwich, and have a sandwich out of that works for me, and it really has. And and what I've really learned, even before I found out I was officially diabetic, I really started limiting my portion control. And I was drinking water like it was going out of style because I had cotton mouth that bad. And because I was drinking so much water, I was going to the restroom a lot. That's going to happen if you drink a lot of water. And I was drinking a lot of water. And now that I have my sugar levels controlled, I don't have that cotton mouth much anymore. Bing. That's the rub. Okay. Well, I'll mention that in dinner. I'm running out of time. Let's keep going. Snacks. This is the fun part because snacks can help fill you up. Snacks can help you get through the day. If you have an appetite like I do, oh boy, I just want to eat all day. And the kind of job that I have takes a lot of mental power. And so, boom. It's like, man, I go to college for this, and it's not even my degree. But anyway, pepperoni. Pepperoni is protein. I'll just buy the bag of Hormel, stick some in a baggie, boom. That is good. I'll eat a bag of spinach, get the ready-made spinach, put it in a Ziploc bag, take it, just eat spinach. I will eat raw spinach. Bean sprouts. I always make sure I always take some veggies, carrots, but not too many carrots. I like carrots, radishes. Wash and cut your radishes. If you buy that, they also have the packets of pre-cut radishes now, which as long as they're pure white. I've found some that have been bad before I buy them, and I'm like, I'm not buying these again. But I finally seen some more where they look good, and I've been buying them again. So, pepperoni, spinach, bean sprouts, carrots, radishes. I'll mention cheese again. Pringles. I have to have some chips. I still have Cool Ranch, but I'll only eat about the serving amount. What is the serving amount of chips? About a dozen or baker's dozen of chips. That's it, or less. Really count your chips. If they're full, count that as one. If it's not full, count it as half. But just because you have a chip off over here, just a little chip, doesn't mean that's a half chip. It's still a full chip. Just because a chip is chip does not make it a full chip. A half chip. If you get it. Anyway, Pringles are actually not bad. But you got to watch your Pringles. Because Pringles are 1-to-1. What I call 1-to-1. 1 carb and 1 sugar for each Pringle. So it's best just to keep it, a dozen or less. Give yourself 10. And Pringles are made to where you can put them in your mouth and kind of suck on them before you eat them. And get the flavor. Even the plain ones are fine. My daughter only eats the plain ones. But I like ones with flavor. The pizza. Oh, they had a horseradish flavor. That was a limited time. And I was buying them up like they were no tomorrow. Oh, those are so good. Now they're gone. Peanuts, cashews, walnuts. Try to buy the unsalted nuts. Oh, gosh. I don't think my mom knows about my channel or anything. But she would try to make this chicken salad stuff. And she'd give it, here, you can eat this, take this. And I'm like, And so I would, and I would take it home, and I would eat on it, and make little pocket sandwiches with it, or whatnot. And I had to add some mustard, and she would put walnuts in there. It was this weird chicken salad sort of mix that she did. It was okay. It didn't have a lot of taste to it. And I would add some pepper, which is perfectly fine. I always add pepper, but not salt. And I would add a little pepper and some mustard to it, and to help it out. But she just has my best interests at heart, I know. And her dad was diabetic, in his 50s, I think. So it kind of runs in the family, but I mean, you saw some of my earlier videos, I'm sure. Go back and check them out. I was huge. I was fat. Oh, boy, I'm glad I'm not like that anymore. Dinner. Oh, gosh, I'm almost 16 minutes. I'll eat just about anything for dinner, because most of the time throughout the day I'm eating, pretty good and pretty held back for the most part, while chewing some sugar-free gum. And not all sugar, just because it says it's sugar-free, it is not sugar-free. Normally has either 1 to 1 or 1.5, 1.5. I'm talking about grams and sugars. You should know what I'm talking about. But some of the gum that's not sugar-free normally will have 2 or maybe 3 sugars. Okay, I'm getting tired of my eyes going wonk, so I'm going to do the Popeye look here. And when it comes to dinner, I will eat whatever we make. Sometimes I'll make dinner, sometimes she'll make dinner. We kind of swap out. I wasn't feeling that great tonight, or I would have made the dinner tonight, but I was feeling kind of sick to my stomach. And sometimes I wonder if it's my medicine, the metformin, when you're on diabetes and you're finally off the insulin, you're just on the pill, which is really good. It's fun, but the metformin, it washes you out, and about every couple of days you just feel like, really? Yeah. But it does help. It does help. It's flushing trying to flush the sugar out of your system. But yeah, when it comes to dinner, I kind of eat what you want. Try, if you have a burger, don't have chips. Don't add chips. Don't eat the fries. I might have a fry or two if we get something from, say, Milo's or somewhere. But, no. I like those movies. Yes, I'm Christian and I like Phantasm. What can you say? Just, watch your portion size. But when I started dieting about 3 or 4 years ago, before I realized I was diabetic, that's really what I was doing, is I forced myself to eat the box stuff out of the store. And I was realizing what the box stuff was doing. And it basically is portion control. It helps you with portion control. And so once I realized, oh, well, I'm eating something that I like, sort of, with a decent taste, that it's limiting my portion. So I stopped buying that frozen crap for the most part, and really, if we go out and have a burger, a gourmet burger, I won't eat the whole thing. I might have half of it left or something. Places where you can get a half sandwich and soup is, pretty good, which is what my mother-in-law did all the time. Water, water, water. Still drink water. And I'm not as thirsty as I used to, and you still need to drink your water, especially if you're diabetic. Sweets. Okay, this is kind of the tricky part, but I saw one guy on YouTube who mentioned, peanuts and peanut butter is all good for the most part. Cool Whip, get the tub of Cool Whip, and I'll take like a spoonful of and that's very low on sugar and carbs. They now have a sugar-free Cool Whip, and just make it your own. Write your name on there, and just have like just a scoop a day or whenever you need it. But normally after 2 weeks, you might need to throw it out. The mini Klondike bar, if you're really wanting to be something good, buy the mini Klondike bars. The regular ones have maybe a whole 1 carb less than the Reese cup, the Reese flavored Klondike bar, and I can't tell the difference between the taste. But it's actually less carbs and sugar than the regular sized, no sugar added Klondike. So go for the minis. Animal crackers. I'll normally take a few, just a handful, not the serving. Not the full serving, which is about 22 or so of animal crackers. Maybe 5 or 6 animal crackers, and I'll normally have those with my coffee in the morning. But that can help me for something sweet also. Sugar-free ice cream, I wouldn't do it. I've tried it, and it's actually no added sugar ice cream. And the carbs are still kind of up there, and it's all, you might as well be eating regular ice cream when it comes down to it. It's just sort of, really? I paid this for that? Just not really worth it. And I found another guy on YouTube about diabetic foods and 10 things you can eat kind of video, and he mentioned dark chocolate with really high percentage of cocoa. And I did buy a okay, that's getting on my nerves. I got a bar. I haven't tried it yet. I just bought it this past grocery trip. When you saw them, go up behind me. That was just this past weekend. I still don't know what it was, and there were actually 2 of them in the background. The second one almost looked red. You could see it going through the back window. That was wild. It almost looked like just someone shooting the flare gun. I don't know. Dark chocolate. That's right, cocoa. I got the bar. I haven't tried it yet. I've been afraid to, but I did get the Dove, small little dark chocolate thingies, and the serving is for 4, I think, but I'll take only 3. I used to not like dark chocolate. I still don't like dark chocolate, but the Dove actually has a good taste. I will actually eat them. They're actually not bad. Animal crackers, mini Klondike bars. If you do want to be kind of bad, do not have the full serving. And I'm not talking about Little Debbie's. Stay away from Little Debbie's. I know they're wonderful, but they might as well be the devil's food. That's why they call it devil food, I guess. I don't know. Because it's so good. But you really need to stay away from that stuff. Oreo. You might get away with eating 1 Oreo. Take it apart, eat it slow, enjoy every bit of sensation to 1 Oreo. And sometimes that's good enough for me, really. Of course, if my mom knew that, she'd probably be having a cow. But again, like I mentioned, the chocolate bars, I have it over there. High percentage of cocoa. This one is like a bar of 72% cocoa. I haven't tried it yet. I expect it'll be very bitter. And I'll probably just break it off, eat it in 4ths. Right now I'm going through the little Dove bars, the little Dove treats, which are, like I said, they're actually not bad. Gum, like I said, sugar-free gum. And one last thing, I probably shouldn't be keeping them at my desk. Lifesavers. How much is a serving of Lifesavers? About maybe 8 to 11 carbs and maybe just a few 2 or 3 grams of sugar for 4 of them. So don't have the full serving. If you need something sweet, have 1 or maybe 2 throughout the day. Suck on them as long as you can. Enjoy it with maybe your Oreo in the afternoon or something. And, that works too. That works too. And not, try not to chew too much gum. And again, my mom warned me of that about TMJ, because she doesn't chew gum much anymore. and now I'm starting to, and I don't know. So that's pretty much all I have. But yeah, for the most part, sometimes I don't skip breakfast. Sometimes I won't eat my oatmeal every day. If I have the chance to make something at home, which is not very often, um, I love scrambled eggs and mixing some cheese in there. If I do have something with a little bread or a donut or something, don't eat the whole thing. Be wasteful. Or if you don't want to be wasteful, cut it in half or something and eat part of it. But don't eat the whole thing if you need something sweet. But my mother is kind of right. Sugar does have an addiction to it. Once you have a little, you just, want to have more. And I have really, really, really limited my sugar intake. I still try to drink a lot of water. All the tea I drink has no sugar. Sugar-free tea, sugar-free coffee. I've really come down on my sugar intake. Really, I really have. My blood sugar levels, when I check them, have been fine. They've been great, especially in the morning. My doctor told me mine need to be less than 150. I've been under 150 since March. It's October, so I've been off the insulin since then. And I've been doing a lot better. But and if some of these your issues were my issues, think about your sugar intake. And yeah, I joke about eating rabbit food and bird food, nuts and veggies, but maybe that's what God intended. That's what He intended before the flood, and then after the flood, He said you can eat meat. So I'll have a burger every now and then, or some pizza, but it's not very often. And if I have pizza, 2 pieces is my limit. That's it, But I guess I'll close with that, and thank you so much for watching. I didn't mean to go this long on just food. But next time I'll definitely have a message next time. I just did want to do a video for a change about what I've changed. I'm sure the diabetes has had some effect on me losing weight, but my eating habits have really changed throughout the years too, and just trying to find things that I can eat that I also like to eat, while still maintaining, a healthy self, a happy self. People act like they want to, be fat and be happy. I was happy when I was big, but it wasn't because I was big, and I didn't enjoy being big. And the weird thing was, back then, I actually remember thinking, I would look in the mirror and look at myself, and I'm like, that's not how I feel on the inside. On the inside, I feel thin. And I did. But it was really strange, and because I started feeling my thin self, and maybe it was the water, maybe it was the diabetes. Who knows how long I had diabetes before it was diagnosed? Years, possibly. I don't know. No idea. But, I lost my train of thought. It is late. But, let me in there 30 minutes about food. Wow. There's your wow for the night. I don't have any homework. I don't have a verse tonight. I'm so sorry. Thank you for watching. That was Burgertime on the 360 in the background. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Guten Tag, guten Abend. And stay healthy.